This is New York's own DJ Rock and Ron, and you're tuned in to The Reaction with CJ Manning.
Welcome in, everybody. I am CJ Manning, and welcome back to CJ's Corner. And today we are back in the Ren rabbit hole. Thank you, Renegades, so much for just being so supportive, and I appreciate you guys. I just want to make sure I always let you guys know I truly appreciate it. I appreciate Ren for what he does and his art form, and just allowing people like myself to be able to do this without no issues. So big shout out to you guys for always supporting, and big shout out to Ren for being like just this awesome supporter of reactors. So thank you, Ren. Thank you, Renegades. I appreciate you guys first and foremost. So today we're going to go ahead and jump into Ren Secure's first ever #1 album with Sick Boy. It's a little conversation with Ren. We're going to go ahead and check this out real quick. I told you guys everything Ren related I will be sharing with you guys. I will not be going off on this rabbit hole without recording it and sharing it with you guys so you could have my reactions to stuff. So we're going to check this out. People have been telling me to go ahead and check out a couple of these things. So we'll check this out, and probably the next one will be his 1 million subscriber video, and then we will get into the I Shot the Sheriff. And yeah, I think that's where we're going. So we'll talk about the rest of the videos as we get into those. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope I enjoy it. You know, I like him. Ren's a good dude. You know, he seems like he has a good heart. He has a good sense of business, I believe. And just one of those genuine guys. You know what I'm saying? And I truly appreciate it. You know, I love the passion you guys show for him, and I love his passion. So we're going to jump into this. Let's go. Let's see what Ren's talking about here, and let's discuss it a little bit.
It feels incredible, and it just feels so affirming for me and everybody who's worked on pushing this record, because I've got all my best friends around me helping to push this record, who I've been working with on it, and it means so much to me. It means so much to them, and it also just feels, like I said before, it feels like a victory over my illness, because I've been so limited by it that.
Man, you know, it's nice when you have those people that are going to be next to you, fighting with you, and you guys can do something successful together, right? I mean, that's one of my dreams, especially with my family, you know, doing this and just finding something we could do together as a group and be successful, you know? And it's got to feel good, really, to be able to help each other out, you know, have a good team of people you really trust, because you know it's hard to find those people, and sometimes friends aren't those people. But if you have that good team that you can trust, and they are true friends, and they want to see you do good, man, you all could do amazing things together.
Who I've been working with on it, and it means so much to me. It means so much to them, and it also just feels, like I said before, it feels like a victory over my illness, because I've been so limited by it that when we do things like this, it feels.
And you know they got to be true friends, because of, you know, I'm sure most of them stuck by him with everything he's dealt with, as far as all the illnesses and just the pains and struggles you go through with being sick, you know. Um, I completely understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the one that's been sick in my household, but you know, dealing with sickness or just illness in general, it really messes you up as the person being sick and the person supporting the person being sick, you know. It takes a lot out of you. It truly does.
Around me helping to push this record, who I've been working with on it, and it means so much to me. It means so much to them, and it also just feels, like I said before, it feels like a victory over my illness, because I've been so limited by it that when we do things like this, it feels very empowering, and it feels great. It's all because of them that this is even happening, because we've done this independently. Really, the main foundation of the promotion has been just the fans sharing stuff, showing up, showing support, because I haven't been able to do shows what they've.
And that's great. You know, you guys showed up and showed out for them. Renegades showed up and showed out. You know, it's one of the most important things. One of the things I've learned in life, when we are always quick to complain about those things that we don't like, and we're quick to share out the bad stuff. Always bad service. Oh, I'm going to write a review on that. Oh, they're going to get this. They're going to hear this, which is fine and dandy. You know, that's fine because somebody had a bad day. You want to make sure you let people know about their bad day. I get that, but let's celebrate some victories as a group, as a community. You know, it's like when you do something good, people don't always want to celebrate it. They just expect it. But excellence isn't easy all the time. You know what I mean?
Really the main foundation of the promotion has been just the fans sharing stuff, showing up, showing support. Because I haven't been able to do shows, what they've done in terms of spreading it, especially this last week, the amount that I've seen them pushing this record is incredible. It's worth more than any marketing team I could have ever hoped for. So I just want to say thank you so much to them, so much.
It's nice that he does stuff like this, right? It's just awesome. It's awesome. And since we this jumped right into this, we going to go ahead and jump into this next. So this is the 1 million subscriber that I guess he hit on YouTube. So we're going to go ahead and see what he has to say about this since it jumped right into it. I have everything set up already. So it was perfect how this jumped right into it. Listen, you guys are amazing as a community. You know, I'm thankful you guys invited me into the community and have been enjoying for the most part what I have to say about Ren and what I think, and I appreciate you guys. You guys have been kind, and I can't express enough gratitude to you guys because this has really pushed me to do other things as well. Not only just Ren content, but it's opening me up to different content that I haven't been looking into before as well. So I appreciate you guys. You lit a fire under me. So let's go. Let's see what Ren's talking about here.
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been.
Listen, I'm so happy you guys helped push me over the edge with 1,000 subscribers, you know? So 1 million. Listen, I can imagine how Ren feels. It's like an amazing feeling. You guys had me so excited that first week I did Ren. It was like, yo, is it really possible just from one community to show you so much support? And it is. It is. You guys are amazing.
1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow,
And I am trying to remember this saying myself, a rising tide lifts all ships, because it's amazing, right? It really does. Like, if one person is very successful, it could lift so many other people up. And I hope I am, with minimal success, could help other people out myself with the rising tide. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about, helping each other out. And that's what it's all I've been about in my streaming platforms, is helping others. It's not always about me, but you know, the gratitude for people coming to my live stream. It's really, people don't have to be there. They really don't. But they come through, they come support, and I do the same when I can, you know? It's always, and I hope, you know, I could do it on a bigger platform. helping my community out, helping not just like streamers, but even my local community, you know, because that's what it's all about, trying to help those that you're around. And maybe pass some knowledge on to some people.
That count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness.
And there's something I've been learning, right? And as I watch some of this stuff over again, like I've watched High Ren a couple times. I actually watched it again today during my work hours. I was listening to a reactor watch it after I've already done High Ren, right? And then like I listened to Sick Boy again, and then it really started hitting me when I this morning when I watched the reaction to Knox Hill do the Cujo. He was reacting to Cujo beatdown, and it hit me that alter ego, the dark side of Ren, is actually the sick boy, the sick Ren, the Ren that was that like that feeling of how you feel when you're sick and disgusted with stuff. It hit me. It just hit me out of nowhere. So it was like, yo, okay, that's what he's been doing. When you hear him fighting within himself internally, it's the sick boy he's fighting against. And this is proof right here how he's talking about it. So as I was sitting there listening, it's just amazing. And I got to give it to Knox Hill. He's when I want to hear stuff broken down, he is a great reactor, truly. And to know he's one of Ren's close friends in the industry, that is another thing. So as we're talking about this, I want to know, would you guys like me to react to the interview that he had with Ren? Because I'd like to actually look at that. If you guys want to see that as well, and I don't have any issues with it, I will post that as well. So I'll record it and post it the best I can. Just let me know in the comment section.
Now, where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that
You know, a lot of movies, like the music movies I watch, one of my favorites is The Five Heartbeats. And it breaks down like the time frame. The movie breaks down the time frame of like 60s, I guess, 50s, 60s R&B groups, right? And just how they, well, you know, little rock groups or whatever, music period, right? And as they went through their time, right, things were happening, and Robert Townsend was like the main character of the whole movie, right? He was the narrator and all that good stuff, and the songwriter for the group, basically. And one of the things he said was, you know, some life experiences, you don't become a great writer until you experience certain things in life, until you experience pain, hurt, suffering. And to be an artist and you can express that, it's amazing because there's so many people that can't express it. Like, and if you don't have that outlet to express it, it could take over. It could make you the sick boy version of Ren, you know, the darkness that he always talks about, the internal fight. Um, you know, I've been around things, and just to give you guys a little bit of a background, so I have an older sister that has cerebral palsy, and so throughout my life I've seen that, right? And you know, I've had to help take care of her at times. You know, it wasn't my responsibility, but growing up, you always help. So I've always been one of those people that has always looked at disability as an obstacle, right? It doesn't stop them at all, but it definitely slows them down a bit. But they're still regular people, right? So that's one. Um, I am married, and a few years back, my wife almost lost her life. She had some complications, ended up having some heart issues, and you know that was another part where my service to take care of somebody and help somebody really had to jump in. Um, thank God, you know, he gave her more of a purpose, and I had to sit there, you know, over a month by her side while she was recovering and getting better and, you know, not knowing. Like, I truly almost lost her the first 2 days that she was in the hospital. And it was over a month of recovery till she could come home. So, you know, we relate to these things in different types of ways because this is what we do. And this is part of the art form, you know, sharing with somebody, showing them how to cope with certain things. So when you deal with stuff, it really, as an art form, you're helping somebody.
Because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So
Listen, I ain't old. I am not old. No matter how old I get, the more grays I get, the wiser I get. That's always been one of my theories, you know. Gray hair shows wisdom because you've lived some life. You've learned some things. One of the richest things in life is wisdom. I've always believed that.
whether or not your pain conceals gold, it definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love.
I wish the medical industry here in the United States was not about money. I wish the healthcare system cared more about people overall. I wish it wasn't about insurance and prescription pills. I wish it was about curing people to make them truly better, not to just get by.
Who too often let people fall through the cracks. It's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away.
One of the things I liked there was what it could be like the greed part. Yeah. If you become successful with the greed, you could help yourself plenty, but it doesn't help anybody else around you, right? But what happens when that money's gone and you didn't help nobody else and they didn't, you just were selfish, selfish with your own greed. And when you turn around and you're in need, what happens? Nobody looks towards your way, dude. Who gives a about you? You were greedy, bro. You ain't helped me when I needed help, or you didn't even throw me a bone when I could have done something for you. And it didn't have to be for free. You know what I mean? You don't have to give money away. You could give somebody else an opportunity.
Expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people.
And so, can somebody explain to me what the second bit you were saying after the heaven and hell? I'm not quite sure what that meant. In the comment section, please, I'd appreciate it. I know you guys will help me out. I know it's related to like heaven and hell. Just I need some origins on it, please.
We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
Man, he's awesome. Listen, even if I don't like some of his stuff in the long run, as a human being, he is one of the greatest, I think. And so I understand why you guys love him. And I'm so thankful that you guys have put me on this path and just let me be a small piece of that million, right? Just a small piece because I'm subscribed to him. I'm supporting him now. And you guys are helping by supporting me just a bit, and I appreciate it. That little bit is just so meaningful. And I'm grateful. The gratitude is definitely here for it. That's why we're in this rabbit hole. And like I said, so far I've loved everything. There's going to be times where I may not like something. And maybe it's because of the situation. It might not even be the art form, but we have feelings. So, but this is why I love music, right? and doing the reaction, because what somebody loves, somebody else isn't going to love. And that's the difference. We don't have to love the same thing when it comes to this music thing. But thank you guys. I enjoyed this. I like listening to this man. He is insightful. Um, I don't know as much about his background as you guys, as I'm learning. Um, but he's very insightful. It seems like he's done a lot of studying of a lot of things. Um, and it's good to see that he puts it all into his art, and he shares it with us, bits and pieces, through his artwork. And I am starting to understand him a lot more the deeper I get into this, and it's a good journey. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys sharing some time with me on this, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope the conversations are good. So listen, after we do the halftime series, after I shot the sheriff, it'll be halftime. Um, I may in between do the other diss track. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but we will definitely get into that one. And then the halftime series, and then I will need some guidance from you guys on which way we should go next. It doesn't matter. I'm here for it all. Whatever Ren does, I want to experience it. So I'm enjoying this journey. So thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys on the next reaction.
Hey everyone, it's Ms. Man. Join us for the reaction with CJ Manning every Friday at 7 p.m. on Twitch. Don't forget to check out CJ Manning on YouTube for more reactions and moments you might have missed. We'd love to have you there.